This question is asking, simplify 2 to the third power times 5 to the first power times 6 to the second power times 789 to the 0 power. Now before we start this problem, let's first understand a number raised to the 0 power. Any number, regardless of how big it is, raised to the 0 power is going to equal to 1. So 789 raised to the 0 power is going to equal to 1. It could be any number. It could be 1000 raised to the 0 power. It's still going to equal to 1. Doesn't matter what size or how big it is, if it's raised to the 0 power, it's going to equal to 1. Why that is? That's for another time. So next, let's look at 5 to the first power. Any number raised to the first power is the number itself. So 5 raised to the first power is going to be just 5. Another example of this would be 23 raised to the first power. It's going to be 23. So any number raised to the first power is the number itself. Let's look at 2 raised to the third power. 2 raised to the third power can be rewritten as so. 2 times 2 times 2. If you saw this 2 times 2 times 2, you could rewrite it to be 2 raised to the third power. These are one and the same. So now that we know that 2 raised to the third power equals 2 times 2 times 2, we can assume that 6 raised to the second power is similar. 6 raised to the second power can be rewritten as 6 times 6. Or 6 times 6 can be rewritten to look like 6 squared. They are one and the same. So now that we've broken down all of these numbers, let's rewrite them like they are on this side of the equal sign. It's rewritten as 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 6 times 6 times 1. 2 to the third power is 2 times 2 times 2. 5 to the first power is just 5. 6 to the second power is 6 times 6. And 789 raised to the 0 power is just 1. From there, we can simply multiply all these together. So 2 times 2 times 2 is going to give us 8. 5 times 6 is going to give us 30. And then 6 times 1 is going to give us 6. From here, what we're going to do is 8 times 30, which is going to give us 0 and 24. So 240 times 6. Then from here, we're going to multiply 6 into 240. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 4 is 24. Put the 2 up here. 2 times 12, it's 2 times 6. It's going to be 12, plus 2 is 14. So in the end, 240 times 6 is going to give us 1,440. So if I were simplifying 2 to the third, 5 to the first, 6 to the second, 789 to the 0 power, in the end, it's going to boil down to 1,440, and this would be my final answer.